Hello, welcome back because we're going to have a very special talk today. Welcome to Alison again, and we're going to have a really good talk about one of the doTERRA oils called Air, which I've got here, which is very apt because I've just been mowing the lawn and I started off talking to Alison being rather out of breath and and needing to calm down a bit. So yes, I definitely need to know a little bit more about this one. So I'll hand it over to you and please fill us in a little bit about this wonderful oil.
Yeah, I love it when you said I need to catch my breath, and I thought, oh, we definitely need to talk about the Air blend. Then that's lovely. So yeah, so with the oils, I can't remember what we haven't said so far now, but we have single oils like lemon and peppermint and lavender, and they come from a single source. So we sort of can imagine the plant or fruit that comes from. But then we also have the blends. So blends are designed for a specific purpose. So the Air blend has a number of individual oils in it, but then they're there to, they share similar properties that are going to support whatever its purpose is, which is obviously breathing and just opening those airways. So it's got laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, tea tree, lemon, camphor, ravensara, and cardamom. So those are all oils that are known for really supporting our respiratory system. So the main way that we want to use it really is to breathe it. We want to get it into our lungs. So easy way to do that. First way is literally just do what we've both done. Just having a really lovely smell from the bottle. It's really, really lovely. And then if you want to exaggerate that, then just pop a drop in your palms and rub that in and breathe that in.
Oh, it really clears, doesn't it? I was with a wonderful friend over the past few days and she had a cough, and I actually took some of this with me and I put it on a tissue and all the rest of it, and and she got a smell back. She hadn't been out of, nose was blocked for so long, which is just wonderful. It's really good.
Yeah, amazing. Well, we know peppermint even by itself, we do the peppermint lick, it's just opening, and that's one of the oils in there, and lots of other oils in there. So yeah, definitely opening. I can feel it sitting there in my sinus. I can feel it in my chest. So a lot of people will use that if they have difficulty breathing, like a lot of people have long-term difficulty breathing. And we never recommend to throw away any medication and just throw all caution to the wind and start using oils. That's not the way it works. But we do know people that have said, well, I'm going to carry the Air in my handbag, and they'll try that first and find that they don't necessarily need to use some things that they've used alternatively before. So really, really lovely natural way. I mean, it sort of smells like Vicks. The smell is very similar, but instead of, Vicks is, not that we're trying to shame any other company or product, but that is a petroleum based product which is carcinogenic, and then we have all the synthetic versions of those fragrances rather than the actual essential oils, which we've got here in their most potent format. So let's use nature, what it has to offer. So it's very easy to also use it topically. We just use our carrier oil, so the fractionated coconut oil, sorry, my blurry screen. So that's a great carrier, and that's going to help it absorb into the body. So just a few drops of the coconut oil in your hand, and then a couple of drops of the Air, and then rub that on the chest. Now for kids, I will often say put it on the back or on the feet, just because because it has got that peppermint and kind of not spicy, cooling oil. So if they do sort of touch their chest and then touch their eyes, it can be a bit uncomfortable. So yeah, when my kids were little, I would just rub it on their back because it's just as close to the lungs, even sort of in our minds, our lungs are here, they're also here. And on the feet is a really great way as well. But having it in the diffuser is a great way to be continually breathing that in all through the night. So if you're having a stuffy nose or funny chest overnight, it's really great to have that in the diffuser together with the On Guard, which is going to support the immune system and help fighting off what's happening. But this is going to help those clear breathing feelings through the night. And also for any noisy sleepers, noisy husbands snoring away next to you, I found that it's really great when it's in the diffuser to help keep those airways clear as possible. So not one that we take internally, and this has got I think camphor, and the type of eucalyptus that's in here are not suitable for ingestion, like just those trees in nature are not suitable for human consumption. So it's not one we would ingest. So just topically and aromatically. And you can also use things like diffuser jewelry. I was just showing you my necklace. So in the daytime, this is a little screw top necklace, and you can buy circular ones. It has a piece of felt in there, and so you just, oh, it's not coming out, but you can just put a couple of drops of oil on the felt, and that will then continue to diffuse all day long. So it's good sort of hanging around your neck, or you can have lava bead bracelets and you're breathing that in. I know people who work in childcare, and you can't put oils on other people's children without their parents' permission, so they would often have drops of air and On Guard on a tissue and keep it in their pockets, for themselves, so they could smell when they wanted. But the kids are so naturally drawn to it and would come and like nuzzle into their pockets and take nice breaths of that. So really, really great for opening those airways, just really lovely. And then from an emotional standpoint, because the oils are dynamic, so they help us on that physical level. We know it's going to help support that respiratory system in a physical way, but emotionally it helps us to breathe. So when we have moments where when particularly with grief or with shock or with anything, often we forget to breathe, and when we're in a fear and a constricted emotional and physical place, we will sort of contract. And so allowing us to actually remember to sit back and to actually breathe properly and breathe, we can breathe through anything. That's literally all we need to do to get to the next second, is to just keep breathing and keep oxygen moving through our body. So
the lungs about anger.
Well, yes, and cardamom, the oil, one of the oils in there is the oil of opportunity, which really helps with that anger. So often I have learned that coughing is often trapped, someone who's not been able to speak their truth, and you're literally barking out. It's a body's response to not being able to, there's something trapped inside the body that's trying to speak. So it's all linked energetically, it's absolutely all linked. So in terms of this emotions book, sorry, it keeps going blurry, the essential emotions book, anyway, it's essential emotions. It says here, air addresses the inability to let go of grief and pain. Individuals in need of air struggle to breathe and literally feel suffocated by sadness. The lungs and air passages become constricted, preventing air and emotion from releasing. The root cause of this condition is feeling unloved. Individuals grieve the love they never received. They often shut down due to fear, not knowing whether the love they need will be there. They distrust whether it's safe to open and take in life. Air encourages individuals to release grief and sadness and to receive genuine love and healing. And it speaks more, it goes on about that as well. So, it depends whether you're looking for that physical support and that emotional support. It's really good. When I know people going through grief, which isn't always associated with death of a human, it can be all sorts.
Yeah.
I will make a roller of peace, console, and the air, and that's a really beautiful combination of oils, and it just helps with that sort of comfort, consolation, but also that reminder to just keep breathing, keep life moving through your body to take that next step.
I guess the other thing that you could maybe do as well is, because we also talk about the throat chakra, the blue chakra, would be to get, like, I don't know, maybe apatite's a blue crystal, but a blue crystal, and wear that and put a drop of that on the crystal as well.
Yeah,
sort of open up that throat chakra.
Yeah, absolutely. And the colors, I know you work with the colors and the frequencies as well, that the colors of the oil, it's a blue.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see, it's blue. And so absolutely working with that throat and allowing that speech and that communication, opening up that channel. Yeah, beautiful. And the peace is also a blue one, and we use that for that as well. Yeah, really interestingly. Nice. Actually talking about that, I know we said we'd talk about a different one, but I thought I'll jump in and talk about lavender, because lavender, I'll start the way that the last way you'd think about using it. But because we're talking about that throat chakra, so emotionally, lavender is actually the oil of communication. So I'll often rub some lavender over my throat, diluted in the coconut oil, before I'm due to speak, if I'm speaking at an event or something. And spearmint's the oil of confident speech. So I'll use lavender and spearmint together, rubbed over my throat, or I'll have it, or have it in a necklace, put it in the end of my hair, make sure I'm sort of like the walking diffuser, so that I know. And often frankincense as well, because frankincense is the oil of truth. So I'm communicating and speaking confidently my truth. So that's a really beautiful combination. Yeah, the frank. Yeah.
Got such a different smell, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
The lavender is, lavender is probably the oil most people will have probably experienced some form of in their life. But when I smell the doTERRA lavender, it's just not like any lavender I've ever smelt from anywhere else. It's almost gentler, even though it's the most potent, the purest and most potent lavender on the planet. It's actually very mild, because it's not got that synthetic fragrance lavender, that fake lavender smell that we're so used to. They grow the lavender at very high altitude. They find that's how they get that most potent oil. They also only extract the buds, the purple buds. They don't just harvest the whole bush. So they're only getting the oil from that part, which is actually the part that is the most therapeutic and offers us that medicinal benefit from the oil. It's amazing. So we know it's calming and soothing. So it's calming and soothing for our skin. So any bites, any burns. My daughter just the other day, she grabbed something and she had burn on here, and here, like, the full, like the line across. But she said, oh, that one's not so bad, but these three, well, not this one, these three, she put lavender and frankincense on. She did run them all under cold water, and she did actually put oils on them all, but then overnight she put lavender and frankincense on a plaster and then left those ones on. But she said, oh, that one just, I can't really feel it, so I'm not worrying about it. And then did the other three, and then the next day those three basically disappeared, and the one that wasn't bad turned into this blister, and she then had to put Correctex on it, which is our ointment that has lavender and frankincense. And
is that just the neat oil, or did she dilute?
Well, we do use lavender neat because we're very used to the oils, and it's a very gentle one, but I would always recommend to dilute it. But yeah, we just put a couple of drops straight onto the plaster. But yeah, you could definitely use the carrier oil. It's just a bit tricky with plasters because the oil kind of makes the plaster not sticky. So yeah, just caution if you're starting to use the oils. But yeah, we do. They are very mild oils. But yeah, just amazing to see the difference, and that's how, really the therapeutic benefits of oils were discovered first, really around burns. They were experimenting with that in fragrance factories, looking at the compounds and seeing what therapeutic benefits they had. And one guy, he was working late there on his own, and he actually burnt his arm in the laboratory, and there was no liquid or anything around to help. So he put his arm into a vat of lavender oil, and the healing was just so incredible, and so fast, such fast healing, that was really one of those marked moments where they're like, well, let's look at that property of that. And they were already looking at the properties of the oils, but realizing how powerful they could actually be. So yeah, lavender is amazing for soothing any skin, and we use it in our after sun spray. And then soothing for the emotions. So we know it's very calming, amazing for anxious feelings. So really good, lots of studies to back up using lavender to help calm the nervous system. So just feeling really calm. You can rub it on your ears and behind your ears, the wrist, any pulse points, and it calms the body down. Calms down also for your circulatory system. So if you've got a racing heart or racing blood, really just very good at calming. And we know it helps for sleep as well. So really great to put on your feet, massage into your feet before bed, put it in the diffuser. Having the lavender and the air on at night is perfect. So it's helping you sleep and also keeping your airways really free. So that's a beautiful combination, really lovely with frankincense as well. So that's often a common you know, the frankincense, easier, and lavender is a beautiful way to sleep at night. So just lots of ways to incorporate it. Any skin blend, we say frankincense, lavender, and tea tree. It's going to just soothe and support and repair skin, having that combination. And I think frankincense, wild orange, and lavender just smells like sherbet to me. Like when I put that in the diffuser, it just smells like a sweet shop. It's just so gorgeous.
Frankincense, wild orange, and lavender.
Lavender, yeah. So so much you can do. They call it the Swiss Army knife of oils, because it is just, you know, such a versatile. Well, I mean, it's in versatility. It's calming, but it is actually but calming in so many different ways. You know, skin, emotions, sleep. You know, every part of it. But it is actually also a really powerful antiseptic. So even though it's a flower, I always love that flowers are so pretty and smell so lovely, and sort of they make you feel good, but actually they're powerhouse oils for supporting and, you know, killing off pathogens and that sort of thing. So don't let it fool you into thinking it's some mild, gentle thing. It's a very powerful oil as well.
Is that ingestible?
Absolutely, yeah. I make lavender chocolates, lavender bliss balls. Lavender chocolates is really nice. Yeah, I make them. These are not the healthiest chocolates. They're not the sort of raw chocolates I try to make. But if you melt white chocolate, and then, you know, the little cake pop domes,
Yeah,
I fill those and then pour them out. So you've kind of got the case, and then make a little bit of ganache with milk chocolate and a bit of cream. Add a tiny bit of lavender. You don't want to overdo it, and just a little dollop into all of those domes, and then you reseal it with white chocolate. So then you turn it out the other way. And you've got a little white dome, but inside is this milk chocolate lavender ganache. They are just amazing, and you can drizzle milk chocolate over the top of them, so they look really pretty as well. But yeah,
so do you put the lavender? Do you put a drop of lavender in the ganache? Where are you putting that?
Yeah, in the ganache.
In the ganache.
Yeah. So they're white on the outside and milk chocolate lavender on the inside.
Nice.
They are very, very good. But yeah, you can make lots of lavender things. You make lavender lemonade. Yeah, so it is. I mean, it is sort of quite flowery taste, so you want to use small amounts, otherwise it's kind of doesn't feel that great. But it's one you can take in the veggie caps. So lemon, lavender, and peppermint. I think we spoke about on the peppermint video, and that's nature's antihistamine. So that's a great, you know, combination, and we'll either diffuse that or put them in a little veggie cap.
Yeah,
like those. So a drop of each of those, and then top it up with a bit of olive oil and take that, and then you're not tasting it either. So yeah, very soothing to the insides as well. So
and safe for dogs. Safe for dogs.
Oh, definitely. And lavender actually is a brilliant one for dogs, a real staple. So we had a class the other night and had a very lively, gorgeous dog who was a bit mental when I arrived. So I got just a little bit of lavender on my hands with a little bit of coconut oil, and just stroked her ears, gave her a nice little massage on her ears, and also did a little bit of the vetiver, which is great for calming. So I just did, I mean, it would have been about a 20th of a drop. I just literally touched my finger on the top of the bottle, and I did the same over that. She literally just laid down, in the whole class was just lying there, just absolutely conked out, and people were coming and going. There was so much mayhem. It was actually a blending session, so it wasn't very quiet at all. It was lots of movement, and she was so chilled out. And the owner, just the lady whose house we were running, she couldn't believe that the dog was like that. And I know somebody as well whose dog was very agitated with thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So and used to tear the shower curtain down, and you know, about half an hour before a thunderstorm, he said he knew that there was one coming because of the way the dog would react. And he just put a little bit of lavender on her ears, and he said it was absolutely transformational in terms of how the dog would react. So definitely recommended for dogs. As with, you know, dogs, animals, older people, want to make sure they're diluted, using small amounts, just being really gentle with it. The ears are brilliant. The hair, like hairy body or animals, the hair helps the oil to absorb into, or the fur, it helps it to absorb into the skin. And so when people say, oh, they're worried about hairy legs for a massage, it doesn't matter. It actually sort of helps draw it in. So don't worry that it's just sort of sitting on the fur. It will get absorbed in. into the body. So yeah, really
Wow.
amazing.
Wow, gosh, there's a lot, isn't there? Yeah, it is such a progress. So, right, let me just recap for my own mind. So I haven't got the veggie caps here, but I have been making up the veggie caps.
Yeah.
So just remind me the combination again: lemon, frankincense, and lavender.
Or as if if it's with pollen around and that sort of thing.
Right. Okay.
So that's lemon, lavender, and peppermint.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we
But
speak
we
about
have
any other combinations in little?
so nature's antihistamine is lemon, lavender, and peppermint. For skin, we would have tea tree, lavender, and frankincense. And for what were the other things we spoke about? I can't remember now.
Oh,
In the diffuser at
diffuser.
night is lovely, is air, lavender, and frankincense.
Yeah.
Or just air and lavender. I mean, whatever you like. There's no wrong thing to put in the diffuser. It's about finding what you feel good with. But yeah, that's a great combination as well. And another one, the frankincense, wild orange, and lavender. That's the one that I think smells like sherbet.
I'm
It's
going to
lovely.
try that. But I need to go and finish the mowing. Oh. Once I've done that, I'll probably need to open up the airways and just calm down. So I think I'm going to do that once I get back in.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Well, I was just thinking another combination that's really nice. I can't remember. For the after sun, that would be lavender and frankincense, and then I add peppermint because it's just cooling, so it doesn't really help in any way other than it just feels nice. But the lavender is calming to the skin, and the frankincense helps with that repair if there's any repair of the skin, and the peppermint just makes it feel cooler as well. So that's a nice combination. Yeah, but I mean, you've got the welcome ebook as well with lots of recipes, and it has all of those recipes in. So anyone that joins gets access to that. I think there's 45 different recipes you can make just with those 10 oils. So lots of, and that's just the beginning. That's just a sort of introductory guide. So that's all in there as well.
Yeah, I mean it well, I must say I'm really getting into it now. And when I was with my lovely friend, and she had this cough and all the rest of it, so I'd taken my oils with me. So that's a first, because I was like, and I'll pack this, and I'll pack all the oils. And luckily I had, because I had bergamot, and I know bergamot is really good for coughs. So we had a little bit of bergamot and a bit of the On Guard. She had a diffuser, so we had some of the air going as well, and she actually bought the air.
Fantastic.
So yes.
Wonderful. And lime as well. I know somebody who just put a drop of lime in water and drank that and found it really helped with their cough.
Oh,
and
really?
they were so sold on that they ended up jumping into doTERRA, and they're now a Blue Diamond leader. But that was their first introduction to it. Just blown away by that. With the if you're going to use the air on your chest or on your back for kids, you can just you can make up a spray or a little one with the air and the coconut oil, and just have that ready to spray on. And you can add frankincense to that because it's going to help, and you could add the lime as well. So that's or the bergamot. So citrus is just nice in that to support that. So you can have them ready made. Some people also make like one in the thick coconut, the setting coconut oil, the cooking coconut oil, and keep it in the fridge. And that's more like the traditional sort of rub. But I mean, it's easy to not have to keep it in the fridge.
It is just wonderful. I think like a lot of people, I started off knowing absolutely nothing and kind of thinking, well, let's face it, I'm going to buy all these oils, and will I use any? And I have to say that once you start and get a little bit of confidence and go, oh, I could just use that, or I don't cook very often. But when I did cook, and I actually I had fish, and I thought, right, I'm going to put a little bit of lemon oil, and I put that in the oil and then cook the fish. I thought, oh, I'm turning into a new person here.
That's brilliant. And that's it. It's thinking of the oils first. Like, is there, can I do this with oils? And then once you start going, yeah, I can. And then you realize you do everything with oils.
Yeah.
Your whole life becomes, I can use and complete plant chemistry for and replace all the way that I'm just not used to doing things. Yeah, and absolutely, there's no way I could go away without them because I use them for everything.
Yeah. Well, we definitely when I go on travels next year, I definitely have to start making some plans as to what to what to take with. So
yeah, well, maybe once we've done gone through the top 10, if they're introductory kit, maybe we can jump on and work out a bit of a travel.
That'd be good.
How to travel with the oils.
That would be really good. Let's do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. Well, thanks very much for today. Amazing information as usual. And let's do another one soon. And we've still got a couple more to cover. And then we'll expand our thinking. And I'll just keep, a little bit here and there. But I'm loving it. I'm genuinely loving it. And yeah. So a very very big thank you to you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me as ever.
So yes, and we will see everybody soon. We'll do another little video quite soon. And thanks to everyone for watching. And we will see you soon. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.